Hey guys, what's up? Hey, G4t, top story on Reddit, at least a few hours ago it was. They talk about the things that you regret when you're dying, and there's a list of them. I'll try to put the link in the description box. But number one, above and beyond, and this is probably for the baby boomers and the great generation, is that they work too hard. And I think what they meant by that is that they spent an inordinate amount of time in the working world and not focusing on other aspects of their life. For example, their family, or pursuing dreams, or traveling, or writing a book, or whatever it may be. And this is something I think Americans struggle with because our society is so focused on your career, your financial well-being, how many things you own, what's your status, where do you live, where can you afford to live, and whether you're going to make something of yourself, what college you're going to go to, what profession are you going to get into. And what we tend to neglect is some of the things that are the most important to us at the end of our life. When you look back upon your life, when you're on your deathbed, so to speak, are you going to be looking at those times that you spent working on your career? Are you going to take a look and think about how much money you made, how many things you bought, your status in life? No, you're going to be thinking about your children. You're going to be thinking about your loved ones. You're going to be thinking about your friends. You're going to be thinking about the places you've been and the people you've seen and the spiritual connection you've been able to develop with a higher being. That's what I believe, anyways. So it's interesting. It's interesting how this generation now is now facing that situation where we have higher unemployment for the younger people. A lot of them are living at home. And it's almost the exact polar opposite. Now they're having to deal with feelings of self-worth. How are they going to move forward in life without a career, without a job, without the financial success of their parents? So it's kind of flipped a little bit, and I think it gives a little bit of fuel to the idea of pursuing your dreams and getting out there and doing the things that you want. I mean, for example, traveling, you don't want to wait to travel because you may get to a situation where you have the money to travel, but you may not have the physical well-being to travel. You don't want to put off doing the things that are important to you because you may end up waiting too long, getting cancer, getting some disease, and that takes you out. Life is short, and that's the advice I give to the younger people of the world is, do the sacrifices that you have to pursue your career, but also remember that life is a journey. It's not an end. There is no end. Make sure that you're doing all the things that you want to throughout your life. And in America, we tend to hold the career and the financial well-being above all other things that should be important to people, like your health, your intellectual pursuits, your relationships, your social relationships, the spiritual aspect. There's many aspects to your life that are important, and I wouldn't say being financially wealthy is better than the other one. But as a society, as a consumer-based society, as an industrial-based society, we tend to push, consuming and financial well-being at the detriment to the others. So if you can say, hey, I have it all covered and I'm great, that's fantastic. But what I recommend is writing down some of the categories in your life that are important to you. Is it important to have a good group of friends? Is it important to be reading books, to developing yourself intellectually, morally? Is it important to you to have friendships, a meaningful romantic relationship? Is it important for you to have a family? Is it important to you to help the younger generations in some ways? Is it important to you to give back to your community? All these different categories, and you lay them out on a piece of paper and you score yourself and you say, hey, how am I doing in each category? And then add to the list. What are some things, what are some goals that you can have? If you want to go travel, you may not be able to get to Europe for 6 months, but hey, you can take a train ride to another city, spend a day, and then work your goals like that. Baby steps. It's just little baby steps. But always, some people will think this is morbid, always project yourself into the future and think about what it's going to be like sitting in a hospital on your deathbed, unable to move, and think about your life, what are you going to be thinking about? You're going to be thinking about your loved ones. You're going to be thinking about the trips that you made, the good times. And that's what I always try to emphasize to my kid. And they say, Dad, you're being so morbid. Why do you have to talk about that? And that's the interesting thing about death, and I'm getting to a whole another topic. Death frames our life. Without it, it's the meaning of life becomes less, meaning that there is an end to all this. And that's why we have to carpe diem, seize the day. Hope you guys are doing good. Just wrapping up a bunch of videos today, and we'll have more coming at you. Take care. God bless.